All right, let's dive into something truly mind-bending today. What if I told you that you don't just have one brain, but two? And that second one, well, it's not in your head. It's in your gut. Now, this isn't just some catchy phrase, okay? It's a genuine paradigm shift in how we understand ourselves. The secret to your mood, your focus, even your gut instincts might have way more to do with your digestive system than you ever imagined. That right there is the big question we're going to tackle. We're taking a journey deep inside the body to uncover this hidden conversation, a conversation that's happening every single second of your life. So, to kick things off, we've got to meet the main characters in this story. Let's pull back the curtain on the incredible secret life that's happening inside your gut right now. I want you to picture a bustling, microscopic city living inside you. That community is your microbiome. And these little guys aren't just passively digesting your lunch, no way. This is an active, living organ that's manufacturing chemicals, sending signals, and playing a massive role in your health. And as we're about to see, that absolutely includes your mental health. And this brings us to our first major bombshell. What if I told you that the very chemicals that regulate your mood, well, they aren't primarily made in your brain at all? 95%. Let that sink in for a second. 95% of your body's serotonin, the famous feel-good chemical, is produced in your gut, not your brain. This single fact completely changes the game. These neurotransmitters are basically the language of your brain. They're the chemical text messages that determine whether you feel calm or anxious, happy or sad. And the main factory pumping out these critical messengers isn't even in your head. And look at this. We can actually see who makes what. You have specific bacteria like lactobacillus that are just churning out GABA, which is a neurotransmitter that tells your nervous system to calm down. Others are busy making serotonin. It's a complex chemical factory, and it's running 24/7. Okay, so your gut is making brain chemicals. Great. But how in the world do those signals get all the way up to the brain? Well, it turns out there's a physical superhighway connecting the two. Meet the vagus nerve. This thing is like a high-speed fiber optic cable running straight from your gut to your brain. It's a bidirectional data cable, constantly sending information back and forth. We're not talking about a slow, roundabout chemical process here. This is a direct, high-speed neural connection. So this is the journey. A signal starts down in the gut, travels up that vagus nerve superhighway to the brainstem. And from there, it gets relayed to the parts of your brain that control things like emotion and fear. This is literally how a gut feeling can become an actual feeling in your head, almost instantly. And if you want the smoking gun, here it is. In this landmark study, scientists gave anxious mice a specific probiotic, and it worked wonders for them. But then they did something drastic. They cut the vagus nerve, and with that connection severed, the probiotic had zero effect, absolutely nothing. This proves the gut was using this nerve hotline to literally calm the brain down. Now, microbes also communicate with chemicals. When you eat fiber, your good bacteria produce these amazing compounds like butyrate, which reduces inflammation and even helps grow new brain cells. But an unhealthy gut can leak toxins like LPS, which comes from harmful bacteria and does the exact opposite. It's like sending poison up to the brain. And this can create a really dangerous feedback loop. An unhealthy gut leaks toxins, which inflames the brain. That brain inflammation then signals back down and can make the gut even leakier. It's a vicious cycle that's been linked to depression, anxiety, and even diseases like Alzheimer's. So the science is fascinating, it's wild, but does any of this actually work in the real world for real people? Okay, let's look at the clinical evidence. This has led to an entire new field called psychobiotics. The idea is pretty simple, using targeted probiotics, not just for your digestion, but for your mental health. Think of them as probiotics for your psyche. And the results are pretty compelling. I mean, multiple huge analyses of clinical trials have shown that specific probiotic supplements can significantly reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety compared to a placebo. This isn't some fringe idea anymore. It's being demonstrated again and again in controlled studies. But for the ultimate proof, you gotta look at fecal microbiota transplants, or FMT. Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like, but think about what's happening. You're transferring the gut bacteria from a healthy person to someone who's sick. And incredibly, studies show that when you do this, you can dramatically improve their symptoms of anxiety and depression. You are literally transplanting a mental state. So let's just recap the whole thing. We've got four main ways this conversation happens. First, your gut bacteria straight up make brain chemicals. Second, they talk directly to the brain through that vagus nerve hotline. Third, they control inflammation all over your body, including your brain. And fourth, they influence your main stress response system. It's a complete, multi-layered network. All of this incredible science is pointing to a revolutionary future for how we understand and treat the mind. So what does that future actually look like? Well, just imagine a future where a psychiatrist might prescribe a specific probiotic strain for anxiety or a special prebiotic fiber to treat depression. We might analyze a person's microbiome to see what their risk is for certain conditions, and then design diets specifically to cultivate a healthier mental state, all from the gut up. This is where the field is heading, and it's a total game changer. And that leaves us with a final, really profound thought. For centuries, we've looked for the answers to mental health exclusively inside the skull. But what if one of the most powerful levers for influencing the brain has been inside our gut this whole time? It really seems the conversation with our second brain is just getting started.